All right. Welcome everyone to another Wednesday session. We hope to have more people in these sessions, but we have to get started. So I'm going to get started all the same. Today we have Coach Moji, who is going to be taking us on a very important topic, and the topic is on selling. Selling and resilience and the emotional intelligence, everything that we have to understand with the emotional side of selling. I think it's very important for anybody who is into business. I tell people all the time, say a salesperson can know the product, but if the salesperson does not have emotional intelligence, emotional resilience, to manage situations, people, rejections, that salesperson will not be successful. So today we have Coach Moji. Coach Moji is a graduate of accounting, over 19 years of experience spread across manufacturing, banking, real estate. Coach Moji, can you show your video so that I can put you up there? Real estate and counseling. She's a fellow of Coach Moji is a fellow of the Institute, or she's a fellow of the Chartered Institute of Accountants of Nigeria. She's an emotional intelligence coach, an emotional intelligence professional. She's a grief support specialist and educator, member of various professional bodies in Nigeria. She's the convener of EQ to Freedom Conference and Grief Support Network. She's the head of account department at Ubosiele and Co. And she's also the lead consultant of For Like Mind. So as the head of accountant, I'm sure that Coach Moji, you see a lot of sales number coming and you relate with a lot of salespeople. I'm sure you're able to see their challenges along the way. So house ladies, let us welcome Coach Moji into the session. Let us appreciate her for giving up her time and her experience for today's session. Okay. Is anybody hearing me? Can we welcome Coach Moji? Coach Moji, over to you. It's your stage now. Recording has started. Yep. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you so much for the introduction, Coach. And thank you, everyone. Am I able to share my slide?
Yes, you should in a minute. Yes, you can do
Okay,
that right away.
okay. So let me just share my slide. Um, okay. Come. Can you see my slide? Are you able to see my slide?
Yep.
Yes, I can.
We can see.
Okay. So thank you very much for that introduction, and thank you, everybody. And so today we are looking at real estate sales, the mindset and the emotional resilience. But the truth is that sales is sales, if I can say that. So it's not just about, so that someone is not thinking, oh, I'm not into real estate. And even if you are not into real estate, you might find out that you can have you have opportunity in real estate. Like, you don't have to be in that field to even be able to sell. Yes. So today we're actually looking at the mindset and the emotional resilience. Like Coach has said that we can't do sales if we're not mentally strong, because there are so many things that is involved. And so today we're not talking about the script or the marketing strategy. No, we're talking about one thing that determines whether we're going to last in business. So I like this, that our mindset, either we're going to last in any business that we are doing, not just real estate. So even if I'm talking real estate, just know that if you are in the food business, it also relates to you. If you are in the coaching business, of course, you want to sell to people, you want to sell your idea to people. So it's also useful. So let's be real. Sales is not for the faint-hearted. Yes, we face rejection every day. You juggle big goals, high expectation, constant pressure to perform. You ride the emotional roller coaster of hot deals, that go cold and deals that even fall apart at the finishing line. So what this place is just trying to say is that I used to joke and tell people that to be a human being is not easy. So I want to say that to be a salesperson in whatever field, either in the field of real estate, is not really easy. Yes, so you have to determine. So the top performers don't just know how to close. They know how to bounce back, and that is what we are saying. So when we talk about bouncing back, is resilience. There are many definitions or description of resilience, but one that is common is when people talk about resilience, they talk about our ability to bounce back. So we have to master the mental game. Is very, very important in whatever we are selling. Either we are selling real estate, either we are selling whatever business that we want to get involved in. Either you are providing services, you are also still selling. So now we want to look at when we talk about real estate, the real truth about real estate. Sorry, I want to adjust something. So I've done that so that I'll be able to see. Yes, so the reality of real estate, the truth about real estate is that deals fall through, meaning that you can't get deals. You can achieve whatever you want to achieve in real estate. You can sell property in real estate. And even before I continue, when we talk about real estate, people think about real estate, oh, are you building a house? Are you doing this? So real estate is wide. So before I go into it, let me just explain few areas of real estate. So when you say something like in my organization, we say we are a real estate company. And so somebody will, the first thing they ask me is that, okay, do you build house? Do you sell houses? So I would have tried and explain to them that there are actually different categories or different real estate areas. For instance, when you say you're in real estate, you can be a builder. You can be a developer. You are developing houses for people to sell. But we also have other side of real estate where you don't necessarily have to be a builder or build houses or be a developer, but you can be an intermediary between someone who wants to sell a house and someone who wants to buy a house. So we call that sales of properties. And also in real estate, we have what we call valuation of properties. For maybe for facility sake or for your accounting purpose, or you just want to know the worth of your property or for insurance. So we have valuation of property. We also have property agency. And when you talk about property agency, maybe you want to let a house, maybe for commercial purpose, maybe for residential purpose, or for manufacturing purpose. So you just want a space. So there are people who their work, what they do is just that estate agency. And we also have management of property that you might decide not to manage, like be in the, or maybe you are not a developer, you don't sell houses, but then you manage property for people. You help people to get their rent and also maintain their houses. So there are many areas. So we also talk about maybe property consultancy. All you do is to just consult, provide information, help people to just an intermediary to know where to go to when they want to buy a property. So there are many different areas of real estate. So when I talk about real estate, I'm not just talking about, people who build and sell land. So I just want to clarify that. So we now talk about the reality of the real estate business. Like I said, that deals fall through, meaning that you can be successful as a real estate person. Yes, there is business, there is money in real estate. And then client delay decisions. You can't be able to control client decisions sometimes, no matter how strong you think you are, no matter how you even think you are good, you might not be able to control the client decision, meaning that a client, okay, like we have a situation now where a client said that I want to sell a property, and let me give an example. He said my property is 1.9 million. It's just an example. And then you get a buyer who say, oh, I'm ready to buy 1.9, and you go to the man and said, oh, I got a buyer, and the man said, no, I'm telling you true life story. No, I'm now selling it 2 million. You go back to the seller, the buyer, seller said it's now 2 million. You say, I'm ready because I love the property. Yes, buyer agreed that 2 million. He said, no, I'm selling 2.5. You can imagine, you can't control that. But that is the reality of real estate business. So commissions are unpredictable. Like sometimes when people approach our organization that they want to do maybe valuation of property, they now say, oh, how much? So we just tell them, basically, let's just negotiate, because when we give you our scale of charges, you are not able to pay. We find out that Nigerians don't like to pay scale of charges because they'll tell you it's very expensive. So when you look at the real estate business, so your commission sometimes they are not even predictable. They are based on negotiation. Somebody might tell you to sell a property and they agree from the beginning that they are going to pay you 5% of the sale. But when they realize that you're about closing, they will change their minds. They can tell you that if you don't want to sell, I have other people that want to sell. And yes, we have many players. We'll still get to see that. So the market changes. Sometimes we say, it is the buyer's market. Maybe when you have many properties, maybe we have, buyer's market, yes, many property and few buyers. And sometimes before you even think about it, it's already the seller market, and so the market change at every point in time. So as a real estate person, if you want to, so you have to be up and doing, and competition is constant because we have many players. And the truth of it is, because we are here, we have to tell ourselves the truth is that the market, the real estate market, let me say it's small by small, so that people will know here it's not regulated in Nigeria. So we have many, we call them quacks. We have many players. We have all the brothers and uncles that want to be real estate. We have even the lawyers, I'm sorry if you're a lawyer, that don't necessarily supposed to be a real estate person, but you say, I'm now, I know about it. I don't just want to sign the agreement. I can also manage. So we have many, the competition is constant. So real estate is rewarding, but it is not emotionally easy. So let me go back, so that we have promised that it's not just about real estate. You can see it, you can begin to think about it in whatever area of life that you are providing services or you are doing business. You find out that business is not actually easy. You have to be emotionally, you have to be emotionally sound. You have your mindset. So today I have a situation where we're interviewing for a particular post. So we now, a guy now said, okay, one of the people we interviewed said that is of these people that receive call, customer service, and that he used to talk to about the average of 200 people per day. So I now raise a question. I say, are you patient? That because I can't imagine answering 200 people per day and having different. So you can say for that man, he now smile and say, it's not an easy thing, but customer just want to see that you are making effort. So he now told us that sometimes he has to stand up from his seat just to give the impression, even if he does not have a solution, but because he's standing up, because he works in the hospital and is the front desk, because he's standing up and he's carrying a fight, they just automatically feel that, oh, he's attending to my case. So you can see that it is not just real estate. So it is not emotionally easy for that guy who answers or who deals with average of 200 people per day. So, but it is rewarding in whatever thing. So why mindset matters in whatever business we're doing, or either we're in the real estate or we are in the whatever business that we're doing or the kind of work, is that why this mindset matters is because of the resilience and the rejection. So there are so many rejection that takes place in real estate. There are so many times that even people who are not ready to buy anything, who does not have business, to come and say, I want to buy land. Maybe as at now, will tell you that, oh, I want land. Look for about 5 land. Let me come for inspection. And you might look for it, and then they give you appointment that they want to come for inspection. And you now wait, you cannot find them. Or you get them, they give you a budget. Because normally when you approach a professional to say that I need a land, even if it's a place to rent, one of the first things that they should ask you is maybe where you need the place, the area, and then what kind of things do you need, and what's your budget, And so even when you work within somebody's budget sometimes, and then you get them like 5 properties they want to inspect, they will just go, maybe that day they are not happy, or maybe their driver did something on the way, or their wife called them and they're not happy. And then you find out they'll tell you that all the 5 properties, sometimes they get angry that, why are you showing me this kind of thing? But that is what your money can, So that is why your mindset matters. So in that situation, you are not angry that because you have taken somebody around 5 times, and you're not like, I beg you, the person should look for another customer. It then means that you are not going to work for anybody, because most of these clients are just like that. Their emotions can change sometimes, and sometimes they don't really know what they want. So they don't kind of describe very well what they want. You are just working according to what they have described, but that is not what they really want. So then, why mindset matters in real estate is consistency over intensity. Success is driven by daily habits. So when I say that real estate is rewarding, does not mean that somebody should leave what they are doing and say, oh, they said the market is open to anybody, so let me join the market. Fine. If you are joining, you are welcome. But it doesn't mean that when you join today, that the reward will come now. So it has to be built over time if you really want to stay long and you really want to get the real real inflows in real estate. So also, why mindset matter is because of client centricity. You have to have a positive mindset, shift the focus from closing a deal, from, oh, I want to make money. I heard that there is money in real estate or whatever business. Oh, I heard that there's money in maybe book selling or in course selling or whatsoever. So change our mindset from that to the mindset that I want to be able to provide value. Let what the clients need. The clients let it be a priority. When you do that, it's just like the Bible that encourages, for some of us that are Christians, it says we should seek ye the kingdom of God first, and after that, other things. So it is even in real estate. You have to care about the clients. You have to care about their need. You have to even love what you do. Like my boss will say that he just love to see building. He just love the building. That's one of the things that attracts him to do real estate. That when he pass, maybe from Banana Island or all this, he will just look at building and admire. That's someone who is in that business. So if you want to be in that business, you have to like it. You can't sell what you don't like, and you have to be able to adapt. Like I said, that the market keep changing. So what are 8 success mindset of a real estate professional? Purpose. You must know the reason why you enter real estate. The reason if you want money, you will make money. But maybe money is one of your purpose, but you should have a purpose that will last long. Because if money is the only purpose you have, there are times that we call the dry season. Then you will not be able to really cope with the dry season when it comes. So know exactly why you are in the business and letting that guide your decision in whatever business that you are doing. Know the reason. Either you as a coach, you are trying to provide coaching to people. Know the reason why you are there. So that will keep, even when you have challenges, that will help you. So relationship in real estate is very important. Building trust that lasts for years, not just one transaction. So I don't know if my colleagues are here. I don't really know. But one of the things that has helped us in my company is the kind of relationship that our principal partners have. Kind of relationship. When I tell you, like I look at it, how can people have relationship like this? And those relationship was built years back, like 30, 35 years, when they were just young graduates going from one bank to the other to maybe ask them to do valuation and so on. They've created, and they keep growing together. And that's that. At a point, there is no one MD of a bank that you will mention that one or both of my principal partners will not know. So why the thing is reducing now is because those ones that they know, then they are now retired because they are 60, those ages. But still, those are the things. Working for that organization for 16 years, I know that relationship is one of the things that sustain us. That anyhow we'll get business, because if you mention this place, you will boss, we know somebody here. But those things are very, very important. And like I put here, that build trust that lasts for years is not just new. And they also used to encourage us, the way that we are young, that we should build relationship, because then they are getting old. So, and they cannot, it's not easy for them to have relationship with people that are very young. Those young people, they want to relate with other young people. So you have to build a relationship that lasts in whatever business that we are doing. Value creation, making yourself unforgettable and irreplaceable in a crowded market. Like I said, the market is crowded with both people who know what they want, what they are really doing, and people maybe that, in quotes, don't really understand the business. Focusing on the things you do best and building your business around it. I mentioned that real estate is wide, that you can be a builder, you can be a developer. I see also another arm of real estate. You can be an estate agent, see, like you're just helping people list house and so on. You should know all, you want to do all. We used to make joke that even the people that we call the unprofessional, that the one we know they can't do, they cannot do valuation, because where would they see stamp to stamp it? So if you are not a real estate person and you want to go into real estate, that you still have some limitation, but you have some that you can do freely. And I will even get to a point where I will even explain to you that even if you don't want to do anything in real estate, you can still make money. Let me reserve that so that you will not go. So we also have what we call collaboration, partnering with others so you can go further faster. See, even the big companies, the companies that we call the big five of real estate, they still partner with these roadside and quack people. You know why? Because those roadside that we see, that we say they are quack in real estate, they have information. Because in their neighborhood, they know the house that is empty. They know a house that somebody just packed out now. So sometimes, or all of the time, you have to also work with them to get this information. You cannot say, oh, we are big, we cannot. No, after all, they are not qualified as far as the market is not regulated. So it is not your business to arrest anybody. As far as you are also doing whatever you are doing with them is within the confines of the law. You are not going against the law. You need to work with them. They know their neighborhood. Maybe your client says you should look for a property somewhere in Aja, and you have to work with the agents around to get it if you want to get it fast. They know a house that is empty now. They know the house that the landlord is now abroad since 5 years or 10 years. So they have information. And what we sell in real estate is information. Opportunity, creating your own chance instead of waiting for them to appear. We have what we call blind offers. Blind offer is that you just do your proposal and make offers. You don't know people before. They did not tell you they want to buy a house or they want to do evaluation. You just go and submit proposal. So we call that or offer to them, and things can come up from there. So that's what we call not waiting for the opportunity. So lifelong improvements. You have to keep improving yourself. And then I also have professionalism. You have to do your work in a professional way, even if you are doing it for your uncle. You have to make it professional. Common emotional challenges. High volume of rejection. Yes, it is part of the business. If you are into real estate, it is part of the business because you cannot control it. So I'm just creating that awareness for you to know. And then intense burnout and work-life imbalance. Because sometimes you don't have the control of your life. And let me explain that as much as possible. Although you can be intentional to some extent, but you don't have control. Someone can call you that they want to, maybe the client will tell you that he cannot expect during the working days that is quite busy. So the only time he has is between Saturday and Sunday. So sometimes it's hard to plan your life. Or someone has given you 2 p.m. Appointments to inspect a house, and just like 1 hour to the time, they call you and say it's now 4 p.m. So sometimes, and then the next one is emotional labor, client management. Yes, as a real estate person, you are an intermediary. You will call yourself professional agent. So you are standing in between someone, for instance, who needs to maybe let a house, I've used it so many times, and a landlord who want to, rent his house out. So you are in between there. You have to balance it. And maybe the landlord has given you house to let out. And sometimes I want to reduce my voice because I don't know who is hearing me. Sometimes the landlord has not really done a perfect job concerning his house, but he wants to let it and he's giving you one high rent. You don't go to the prospective tenant and say, this house, it doesn't worth it. It cannot come out from your mouth. So you are emotionally being labored between how to balance. That's why I put it client management, how to balance the landlord and then still be able to do your work professionally. Financial uncertainty, especially if you don't work under a company and you're working alone. If you work under a company, there's what we call Ogata, like you will get your salary. You might not get commission because you did not do work, but At least if you work with a good firm of real estate, you will get your salary. Either you really make money or not. But if you're on your own, if you the financial is uncertainty because there's always up and down. Sometimes you might do the deal, the sales does not even mature easily. You can be on one sale for 3 months. Even for the big companies, you can be on one sale for 6 months. You are doing meeting. I was making joke with my manager today because I will always be the one to pay Zoom meeting for this. So there's one business they've been. I said, when are you people going to bring the money? Meeting. But it can be like that. So it also you have a need of patience, unrealistic expectation, and pressure. Pressure from both the seller, sometimes from the buyer. Like the example I gave, telling you I'm selling 1.9. You got 1.9 offer. They said no, it's now 2 million. From 2 million, 2.1. So it can create a lot of pressure and decision fatigue. Sometimes you don't even know what to say. Imagine yourself that you have gotten 1.9. They say it's 2 million. Then the person say, okay, no problem. I like the property. And you now go back. The last say it's 2. You are just like, how will you go back and tell this person now? But you have to do it. That is what real estate looks like. So now here I have the fixed versus growth thinking. When you are in real estate, you don't have to have a fixed thinking. You just have to have a growth mindset, a growth thinking. And because the fixed thinking said the market is bad, no matter how, like I said, that you have the down period, we call it dry season, even in any business that you are doing, except if you are very lucky. I don't think sometimes you get market, sometimes it's somehow slow. So in a fixed thinking, one will be saying that the market is bad, clients are difficult. There's a time in my organization we did a training and we now say that no client is difficult. Like in our heart of hearts, we know that there are some clients that can be difficult, but we just have this of saying no client is difficult. So we're not putting ourselves, we like under pressure to say that maybe we are not able to meet with their expectation. That is why we are saying they are difficult. So what we're just trying to do is to give ourselves a kind of another meaning. No way is the way. Nothing means anything except the meaning you decide to give to it. So the fixed thinking say clients are difficult, nothing is working. But the growth meaning say, what can I improve even when the market looks bad? Do I need more education? Do I need to meet more people? Clients are difficult. How do I adapt? That's what our thinking should be. How do I adapt? Clients keep bringing different things every day. How do I adapt? The client's property is not well done and is calling one. How do I play around it and then still work as a professional? Nothing is working. How can I learn? That is what our thinking should be. So what is emotional resilience? So I said that when we talk about resilience, we talk about bouncing back. And also another definition of resilience is our ability to be able to cope, our ability to still be able to move forward, even in adversity, in challenging period. So when you're into any business or it's a real estate business and the business is not going as you have, the way you think it's going to work out, or things are just slow, we need more resilience. We need to stay there. As I'm talking to you, I'm not saying that I have all the resilience. I'm also learning, but we need it. So sometimes there's a way I used to calm myself and I say it is not easy to be a human being, but you just have to live, So recovering quickly from setback. You might be on a sale for 6 months. That is not guaranteed that you are going to close that sale. You might be on a sale and then you don't even know that the person that gave you this sales or this building to market is indirectly also marketing underground. You will just go there one day and say, I've gotten a buyer. He will tell you that, oh, sorry, I just sold. What are you going to do? So you have to recover quickly from setback. Staying consistent during slow periods, like the dry period, know that it's not going to last long. Like in real estate, we know that there are times that people really buy. Maybe during December, people change house too. They will tell you, they will be saying, maybe in their, when they start the year, they say, by the end of this year, I beg, I want to pack out of this house. I've been in this house for. So you find out that in December period, November, December period, January period, sales are high. lesson of how people want to change the environment and so on. People want to achieve their goals. Maybe their goal is I must build a house or I must buy a house. So you already know. I also know there are areas that sometimes that like during rainy season, things might be slow because clients don't even want to go out that time, and all of those things, you have to put them into consideration. Managing pressure, maintaining professionalism under stress. The work is stressful, yes, but you have to tell yourself that I am strong, I can do it. So how do you handle rejection? Number one thing, which is the most important part of it, is that understanding that rejection is part of the business. For real estate, rejection is part of the business. So I don't know, in whatever, it's not everybody that will buy. It's not everybody that will like what you are doing. They don't, rejection is part of the business. So we have to, because we already know that rejection is part of the business, we have to reframe failure as feedback. Reframe it as a learning process. Let it become part of you that, okay, some people at the end of the day might not buy, or some people at the end of the day, after you have taken them to the house, they look at it and they will now tell you that, okay, my wife is coming because it's the women that owns the house. For me, I'm okay. And the wife will just come, enter the kitchen and say, no, my kitchen cannot be like this. What are you going to do? So you must reframe the downtime as what? As a feedback. Don't take it personal. Don't take it personal. It's not about you. Most of the time in real estate, it's not about you. You might have done all, because why you should not even take it personal, even if it's about you, because you can also make a mistake. You can also make a mistake. There's one example I want to give, but I don't know who is on this slide, so I will leave it out. But as a real estate person, sometimes you can also make a mistake. So, but then don't take it personal. Just take it as a learning process so that you can protect your mindset. Lean on your network for support. Maybe you have done, you have tried, you have pursued a sale, and then at the end of the day, it didn't work out. You can talk to somebody. It's always good, and you should, you have to have people that you are working with. So by the time you talk it to, they will tell you, oh, it's not your fault, Jai. Don't worry, another one will come. And then sometimes when you have a growth mindset, even when you take somebody for inspection, for instance, let me give you a practical example. Maybe somebody has said, I need so thing, they've given you their budget, and then you find like 4 properties. When they are coming, some of them will come with their wives, some of them will come with their friends, and then when they go there, they will say, oh, I don't just like this place, I don't like this place. They will also be studying your body language. Very, very important. You have to still be professional. Even when they say they don't like it, don't put that face like, you made me to do all this stress. No. You understand? You might even say, okay, do you want to check another one? I can still, even if inside of you are not happy, but that place, you have to be professional. So maybe their friend can even see you and look at, oh, this lady, or this man, despite they did not even buy, they can give you another connection. They can collect your card. It might not be a successful one for that day, but you can get a higher one from. So that is why you also need network, work with other people, learn to adapt, use rejection as content fuel, develop emotional resilience. Every one of us have some level of resilience, but we need to work on it, and we must keep growing and keep moving forward. This discussion question, I'm just going to ask is how do you typically react after losing a deal or losing a business? How do you typically? So rejection is part of the number. Yes, the faster you recover, the faster you reposition. Because our real estate business is not waiting for anybody. It's running. You're not the only one. That property you see that is, even sometimes you have a property that is, the landlord will tell you, I'm building only you. Because a landlord can give like 3 people, 3 organizations to market a particular business. You might be lucky that you are the sole agent. Even when you think you are the sole agent, there might be somebody that knows somebody that will have mentioned it, and then they will also be looking for buyer. You understand? So you have to recover faster and then reposition. So confidence comes from preparation. Know your numbers. So when I mean know your numbers, know the people that you are dealing with. Know what your strength is. If it's sale, know that you are pursuing sale, and then know everything, understand the market, understand how the market works. I was talking to a colleague this afternoon. So, well, because what I normally do, let me tell you, is that sometimes I'm an accountant, right? But I've worked in real estate for 16 years. So when I get to talk about real estate and this, I don't just say, oh, Shebi, I've been working in this company for 16 years, all this training, I'll be there. No, when I will go and prepare my slide, I will now sit down with one or two persons in the office who will discuss this my slide, and then I will ask them questions just to know that, okay, what I really want to go and teach is really true, because I'm not on the field, but at least I interact with them. So when we're talking about understanding the markets, master your product, the guy now told me that, will you believe that this master your product is very key? That he now gave me an example of what happened today. That somebody sent a property, a colleague sent a property to him, and somebody called to ask that he has not been there, but he cannot tell that client that he has not gone to that property. He will look unserious. But seeing the picture, he already was describing for the person that, see, this is where this place will take 2 cars. He was describing the place as if he has been there. So because he has mastered the game, I am not saying that it is 100% correct, but at least for that moment, he's not a novice. Just looking at the picture, he can kind of give information to a client. So practice your presentation. Maybe you have a presentation to make concerning a house, or especially there's this new, will I say it's new? We call it JV, joint ventures. If you want to do joint venture, these days it's now common. It's something that is coming up rapidly now. And so you need to make some presentation to the people maybe that owns the land and they want to do JV, the man that is bringing the money. So you have to practice. Like before I came here too, I also practice. It's very important. Prepared agent handle pressure better. When you are prepared, when you are informed, you negotiate with clarity. Managing dry season, like you can have ups and downs. Increase prospecting. What I mean is that when the market is dry, just keep talking to more people. Okay, so when we're discussing this, my slide, the guy now told me that, you see my points that I said, that his own, when there's dry season, he's not even angry, that he talks to many people, and he now look at that dry season as a planting period. That because he will do his bid, that he will just find out that before you know is this person that look unserious, all of them start calling. So when you think that the market is there, and for any business that we're doing, just keep going on it, keep increasing it, And then sometimes, from my own life experience, I see that people see us, what we are doing. Sometimes you feel that, well, this thing that I'm doing, say, how many people is benefiting? Let me relax more. And before you know, you see some people asking you, please, don't stop, keep doing what you are doing. So even when you don't see people, please, let's keep doing what we are doing. Strengthen relationship during the dry season. So let it not just be about business, create value. We have some clients then, okay, let me say a particular old man that my boss will go and sit down with. They are not really talking business, but because the man is old, he needs people around him. So let me check my. You just have to, but it's not every time business. The man will sit down, we say they should get him down, he will eat, and he will just spend like 30 minutes, 1 hour, and then leave. So, but he knows that it will come back to him. So you have to strengthen your relationship, and you're not just facing them with just the business alone. When they have things that they are doing, feel concerned, they are housewarming, all this, improve your skill, and also review your strategy. When the season is dry, check, am I doing anything wrong? Is every other person selling? Am I the only person that is not selling? Or is every other person letting? Yes. What changes do you make when business slow down? So you have to check. Slow periods are also part of it. They are part of the cycle. So emotional discipline in negotiation, you have to be able to stay calm no matter how. Negotiating front and back. So people will be calling some ridiculous, they say a house is 2 billion and somebody is calling, some ridiculous amounts, you have to still be professional. Listing actively, very important in real estate. When you list it, you're able to get information of what you don't know. Don't be too forward. Avoid reacting defensively, even when they're the pricing or they have approached you in a wrong way. Some people, you take them, they're the ones that give you where they want the budget, and you take them to what their budget is, and they're like, can you live in this place? Can you really, you have to still be able to manage them and say, oh, sorry, if you increase your budget, we can get you a better one. And even when you know your product and you know your game very well, when people call you and say, oh, I want a 3-bedroom for 2 million in, let's say, in VI, you should tell them even before. Don't just rush to the streets. Tell them, try to say, 2 million, you might not get, or if you get, you might not like it too. Can you increase your budget to this? Let me give you a fantastic, or I can still show you a 2 million, but then I can show you a 5 million that you will really like. Don't make them feel that you're underrating them. Some clients also, they have money, but they will first of all pretend as if they cannot pay. Somebody might tell you that he wants a property of 2 billion. I'm telling you, they have the capacity to buy 4 billion property. Yes. Avoid reacting. Okay, I've said it. Focus on the value that you want to, because clients used to look at body language. Me, that I don't even have money, that I don't buy this thing. When people are talking to me, I'm very sensitive about body language. So, daily habits that build resilience, structure your morning routine, before you go out, or a night before the day. Just try to. It might not work that way, but at least daily prospecting, like, don't give up. When this person is not buying, try selling to another person, and then try to track your activity. Keep your the people that you have met, either the business ended, or there was a situation that we had to look for a house for a lady. She's a single lady, and she wanted to let a house, sorry, and then she has the money to pay, and then the landlord says, single person, no, I don't want. So we have to manage the situation to the extent that when the lady had another person that needed a house, it still referred back to our organization. So we manage it professionally in a way that it's not really our fault. We're sorry, but we'll get you another place. I think maybe at that point she was not really happy, so she didn't, but she later referred other people because of how we handle it. We didn't make her look small. We didn't make her look like it was a crime to be single or something like that. Reflection and review. You have to keep reflecting and review your process. We still used to talk about traditional methods to go physical. That's why, on social media and this, it works. But from our research, we still believe that even the traditional, so that's what we call reflecting and reviewing. You are into this side because that's what it feels like. But these people that use social media, are they really capable of buying the kind of property we want to sell the Gen Z? Do they have all the money? We know they are rich, but do they have the kind of property we sell? So we put on this side, and so we also know that the traditional methods still work. So reflecting and then try to review. Physical well-being, very important. If you are not well, you cannot do the work of real estate. You have to go from one inspection to the other. Sometimes you are not sure of your weekend. You can only pray that they don't fix the appointment on weekend. But if that result is convenient, you don't really have much choice to do that. Protecting your mental health, you have to set boundaries. That's why we say that the market, there is competition, you have to keep going, but you have to know where your stress. And I started by saying, know your purpose, know your why you enter. You're still able to set your boundaries. It's not every work. In my office, we say it's not every work that we do. It's not every work. It's not that we have all the money, but it's not every work. Let me leave it at that. And so setting a boundaries, I called a friend of mine recently, no, just last week. I saw where they need, there's an apartment is empty. Let me reduce my voice. And I called him, I said, because I know that apartment, we in my company will not do it. So let's help a friend that is still coming up. I called him, I said, see, there's an opening in this place, so bring this thing. Oh, I saw that they put, the guy told me that he will not do the work. So he had experience with the owner of the place before as an agent that was not palatable. So he said, no, he's not doing. That's so in my mind, first of all, I was thinking that you that you are now rich, that you have not getting you are saying because of somebody. Well, for maybe if it's me, I can still manage to do it and say, maybe the man, let's try him again. But he said he had 2 time experience with the man, and so he needs money, but he doesn't want to do this. So let me come back to, like, even as good as the business may look like, for your own mental health, for protecting your mental health, you don't have to do everything. You don't have to do everything. Avoid unhealthy comparison. You are just starting today. Don't compare yourself with Ubosela and Co, who is 35 years in business. Some people might start today. Doesn't mean that when I say don't compare yourself, like, you might be lucky to start today, you're even making money with somebody who has started 35 years. But if you start today and then you're not making, don't be looking like, but is it not the same real estate that me and Ubosele is doing? When did you start? You have to. I remember that one of our senior drivers used to tell us that before in this office, I was the one borrowing them their fuel money. So because then he will want to take advantage of us. So I will not tell you that time, did they pay you back or they did not pay you back? But that's not even where I'm going. What I'm saying is that let's know that, okay, we're just starting, or I'm 5 years, I will get to that point with my, take intentional break. Wow. We have to learn, all of us, to take intentional break, build support network, because, the business can be drained. Long-term perspective, real estate is a long game. I said it that sometimes you can do a sale for 6 months and you keep doing it. Don't be discouraged. After this 6 months, you can, yes, just be positive. Just know that what I will advise is that don't put all your egg in one basket. Let it not be it's only that you are pushing. Still do other things. Consistency beats intensity. I've said that. Reputation compounds. I've also explained that you have to be, integrity is very important. It's not just about the one sale. I said you just want to do one sale, I'll go. There was it was on and then learn to also leverage on other people. There was a situation that happened. It wasn't a good one, that they killed somebody, and the person is also a real estate person. So people were now saying, the man is greedy. Only him want to chop the fee. As me as involve others, it wouldn't have happened that way. So I am not saying that they are correct, but I'm just saying that learn to build integrity, and also know that the real estate is a game of number. Like, you need to also work with other people. Discipline builds security. So don't go and see one big money and think it's your money. Don't go and collect client money. Sometimes clients will say they should pay to your account. You now collect, you now zip up. That one is not good though. So what emotional habit is limiting your growth? So what will you change starting from now? Who are you becoming in this industry, or in whatever industry that you are into? So I promised to do something. I said that you don't necessarily have to be in the real estate company before you can even gain, or before you can make money. What we sell in real estate is information. If you give information to a real estate person, yes, a professional real estate person, like, oh, I have somebody who wants to do valuation, or I have a state government or state government, yes, that wants to do compensation, and you gave us that information, and then legally, and then we're able to do the business. You did not follow us to feed. All you have given is information. You can earn money, or you say, oh, my uncle have this property that I want to sell. But just make sure that when you are entering into that agreement, say it from the beginning that maybe you brought something now. Maybe you are Coach Lara. I'm sorry, I just mentioned one name, and you're bringing it to Coach Moji. So I may just think it's Coach thing now. Maybe there is nothing attached to it. But from the beginning, let me know that please, I have a share in whatever fee, and then, but even from there are some organizations that you don't even need to, because that is not your regular this. You are introducing us to business. They know that yes, you already have a share. So you don't necessarily, there are different areas that you can earn money in real estate without being in real estate. All you need is give us information and you just sit where you are or your where you at the comfort of your home or office and you earn money. Thank you very much. I think I will stop.
Wow, I like how you ended, Coach Moji. Thank you so much. There are different areas that you can earn money from. Thank you so, so much. This has been so insightful.
Thank
So
you.
insightful. I'm definitely coming back to listen again.
Thank
Ladies, are we here? How has it been for you? We have a few minutes to go, and I would really want us to take questions. This is an opportunity that we don't get so often. Let's take your questions. So if you have a question, please just unmute or raise up your hand so that we can take the questions before we wrap up. Thank you so much, Coach Muji. There's so much that I've learned today that I'm like, oh my God. When I saw the topic, I was very curious because I was like, how are we relating all of this to emotional intelligence? But I must confess, I have been blessed so
thank
much. And I may be coming in your DM after now. Do we have any questions, please? How has it been for you? The chat is quiet. Dr. Vivian, Ketchy, PF, are we here? If we don't have any questions, that's another sign that Coach Moji did an amazing job. I'm going to pause for a few minutes. Any questions? Going,
you.
going, and gone. Okay. Okay. So thank you, Coach Moji. It's been a pleasure having you share this time with us. We've learned a lot. We promise to implement. We promise to come back in months and in years and show you the result of our execution. Thank you so much
Thank
for being
you.
with us and have a good night rest. So thank you,
All right.
everyone. This is the biannual sessions that we're having in the community. And our next session will be happening in another 2 weeks where we're bringing another insightful conversation for you to push yourself forward, to grow, to expand your knowledge about emotional intelligence and other core aspects of your life. If this has blessed you, please go on the group and let us know exactly what stood out for you. And then, of course, remember to invite more women to come into this community and share all the amazing things that we're doing. Thank you so much, everyone. My name is Phaedra Adaka, signing out your cheerleader. Thank you, Coach Moji. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I would appreciate some round of applause, some emojis, some love. Just tell Coach Moji we love you, we appreciate you, and God bless you.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
You're
everybody.
welcome. You're welcome.
Thank you, Coach. Thank you. Good night.
Thank you so much, everybody.
Thank you, everyone. Good night.
Good night.